Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history, culture, background, or whatever interests you. And to tell you the truth, I have never expected I will vlog so long, because we all believe this war will finish in a week, in 2 weeks, in a month. But now, more than half a year of this war, 172 vlogs that I have already recorded, plus some streams and new projects, and I realized that there are so many things that continue to happen, and it is totally understandable for every Ukrainian and for every person around the world interested in war in Ukraine that this will take us long. Of course, there will be different stages of this war, but it will not finish in a week, in a month, or I don't want to say it, I hope it will finish in a year, but there are some symptoms that demonstrate that the war can take long. Once again, I want to repeat that the majority of sane people all over the world, and of course Ukrainians, realize that we have already won this war on the very first day, when our president did not escape the capital, when Ukrainians united and started fighting back, when Putin's plans failed and the world saw his ugly face, and now all the crimes are visible, and I'm sure he cannot get back to normal after all that he did, not only to Ukraine but to the global security system. And at the same time, we realize that Putin has nothing to do but continue this war, and we have to stand strong. And it's difficult for Ukrainians, and of course we are able to be so strong and so brave only because of our allies. And today I want to thank the government and people of the United States of America, because we feel that support from the very first day, and it is both spiritual and material. Also the HIMARS, which is the new love of all Ukrainian people, and the education that you provide to our military, and of course financial support. And this new package was supported by President Biden. We have a visit of Blinken to Kyiv, and today he will meet President Zelensky, but most importantly, it sounds funny, he will meet our super popular dog Patron, who has become a symbol of this victorious, positive, kind side of Ukrainian strength during these dark times. And also, I have recently read the report from the Pentagon, from Lloyd Austin, the Minister of Defense of the United States, and analyzing various media reports, I also realized that this war will take us long, and the strategy and the tactics changes, realizing that it is not going to be a quick victory, but at the same time the Ukrainian armed forces together with allies become more and more professional. And of course all the weapons that we receive, our soldiers quickly learn how to use. Maybe it was difficult at the beginning, but now I see that the progress is obvious, and many small and medium cities and villages are already liberated, those that were occupied in Kherson and Kharkiv regions. For example, I have read that more than 20 different geographical objects were liberated recently in Kharkiv region, and we see progress in the south of Ukraine, and this is very symbolic. Also, the motivation of Russian soldiers was always low. At the beginning they enjoyed looting and raping, but now when the serious battlefields formed close to the front line, and they saw how modern weapons work, something they will never have access to, of course they are filled with fear, and they don't understand what are they doing here. The problem is that Russian population does not have genes for rebellion, bravery against its own government, and it is really sad that we don't see serious protests inside Russia against war in Ukraine, against sanctions, and of course against Putin's regime. Once again, those of you who try to persuade me there are many good Russians, there are many sane Russians, give me examples of serious protests that appear all over the country. Once again, an argument that people can get arrested is not an argument for a Ukrainian who lives in a country where people daily die because of Russians, because of Russian missile attacks, because of Russian actions, just once again, that are based, these Russian actions are based only on hatred towards Ukrainians and our identity, and they simply want to erase our country, nothing else, because there are no NATO bases, hidden laboratories on the territory of Ukraine, and actually I feel really sorry about that. I have already told you that next to our universities, local city offices, for example, there are many flags of the European Union, and many people say that we can add the flags of the United States because of the support that the people and the government have demonstrated. And believe me, we are really grateful for the kind words you say about Ukraine, but at the same time, we have realized how close, how united the world can be, and all the support that we receive. We realize that without this support, it would be impossible to stay brave and to win this war. So once again, thank you very much, people of the United States, people of the United Kingdom, of Poland, Finland, Baltic countries, and many hundreds of other countries that realize what is the difference between black and white, what is the difference between evil and good. Because the wars that take place right now in my country is an example of that. It is not a grayish zone where you don't know whom to support. It is pretty obvious. This is the fight for normality, and of course Putin's regime has to fall, because as long as he is at rule, the whole planet is in danger. So the visit of Blinken is very symbolic. The attention of our partners and Pentagon and traditional meetings in Ramstein are symbolic and important, and Ukrainian armed forces become more and more educated and well trained. One of the things that I am personally worried about is the fact that in future Ukraine can become a very militarized country, and lots of our men and women can start working as professional soldiers elsewhere in the world. I'm not saying it's bad, but I have I had a different vision of my country's future just before the start of this war, and now I realize that our way to survive is to become strong, to have lots of soldiers around, to build a strong and professional army that can be useful. And our experience is already very valuable, and I'm sure soon we will share it with NATO countries and those interested, because wars of this kind are unusual, luckily, for the 21st century, and maybe our experience will help to prevent any similar wars in future. Thank you for your support that you demonstrate to my channel. If you like my videos, support them with thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel, as I believe YouTube needs to know more about the situation in Ukraine as this war continues. Thank you for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons. I have tried recording some audio messages for those who are members of my Buy Me a Coffee channel. Maybe in future I will be more active there. There are lots of things that I just discovered, and also I invite you to watch our new project Soviet Myth Debunks, where we speak about popular stereotypes that existed in the USSR, but most importantly they still fuel Russian military machine and explain much in their propaganda. Thank you once again, and most importantly, for the support of my country Ukraine, and Slava Ukraini!